Well, obviously, a lot of work went into this. The community has spoken. I think that myself, that if it was going to be this close, that it was probably better that it was a no. If it was going to be a yes, it needed to be a lot more solid, because it proves that the community isn't prepared yet to move forward for something of this nature. We always have to remember, I've said this time and time again, it's a conservative community. Even people, I think, who were for it, many of them probably got a little nervous at the last minute, because it's a big project. It would have changed the complexion of the community. One thing that has to be said, though, is the needs are there. They're going to continue to be there. And even if people voted yes and it was to move forward, I think we're still going to be seeing the difficulties in the next 5 years. So we have to be prepared for that. We have to, I guess, buckle up and try and make the best of it, because no matter what, we're still here, and we still have a job to do, and we still have to do what's best for the community. So a lot of work to be done.
What do you think in retrospect of the dollar spent?
I continue to support that 100%. If you're going to be looking at a project of this importance, you can't go in blind. You have to do the work. You have to see what's there. You have no choice but to get the best information possible for the community. And that way, when questions were asked, we could answer them. This time we were able to answer all the questions. Whether or not they were to everyone's comfort level, I guess the no vote shows that it wasn't, but we had all of the information. A lot of Quebec obviously was paying attention, because the day before the referendum they put out a release talking about they were worried that they were going to lose about $91 million in revenue if we opened up a casino. So there was a lot of truth in the studies, the social impact study, something that had never been done before. I guess most people now realize that a lot of the worries that come up about prostitution and things like that, the mob, they don't exist. That wasn't what turned the tide. I think really the conservative nature of the community and really just not being ready for something this big is what turned it in the end. And a little bit, of course, too, there was a lot of talk of the mistrust of council, but even though the Treasury was going to be completely separate from a council, it didn't matter to some people. They just weren't going to support it.
Well, many people accuse council of bringing this up without community support. How do you respond to that?
Well, obviously it was pretty close. When you're talking about percentage points, 50 point something to 49 point something, it's very close. So there's a lot of support for it. But democracy is what it is, and the referendum is what it is, 50% plus one. And the community chose no, and everybody has to respect that. But obviously there's a lot of people who are disappointed by this, because they kind of know what's coming. Others are, I guess, going to hope for the best and think that we'll manage to wade through it in the future with some of the cuts that are there. And we all have to do this together and get through it.